Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about Andrew Gosden, who is still missing. He was born July 10th of 1993 and he disappeared from central London on September 14th of 2007 when he was 14 years old. On that day, Gosden left his home in Doncaster, South Yorkshire, withdrew £200 from his bank account, bought a one-way ticket to London from Doncaster Station. He was last seen on CCTV leaving King's Cross Station. Despite national appeals for information in the years following his disappearance, Gosden's reason for traveling to London that day and his subsequent fate have never been established. So his parents are both committed Anglican Church of England Christians, but had not baptized their children as they did not want to impose their views on them. So prior to his disappearance, Gosden had not been to church for 18 months. He'd been a Cub Scout, told his father he'd no longer involve himself with that group. And a few months before his disappearance, his family described him as a home bird who rarely left the house and never said anything when he was going somewhere. And he was known to his family as Roo. He was a gifted student with a 100% attendance record at the Macaulay Catholic High School. He was on the Young and Gifted Talent Program, which was designed to enhance the educational development of the top 5% of the school pupils. He was a prize-winning mathematician. He was described as having a neutral attitude about school, hoping the upcoming school term would provide more of a challenge after having cruised through his education thus far. He tended to reveal little about his school life to his parents. During the 2006 holidays, he attended a 2-week residential school at Lancaster University as part of the Young and the Gifted. So he is said to his father to be absent-minded, not streetwise, potentially vulnerable. He was a deep character who did not get worked up or moody. His teachers characterized him as a quiet, shy boy, mature beyond his years. They stated that at 14 when he disappeared, he looked younger, possibly even 12. He wore strong prescription glasses, is deaf in one ear, and has a distinctive double ridge on his right ear, which we will take a look at. Look at that. I mean, that is a very distinct marking on his ear. He got a new phone for his 12th birthday, but he rarely used this and did not want to replace it when he lost it months before his disappearance. His parents offered to replace a mobile phone, but he stated he'd prefer the new Xbox instead. The police thus did not look into the phone records when he went missing. Gosden's interest in video games and metal bands. He was last seen wearing black Slipknot t-shirt, black jeans, trainers, and a watch on his left wrist, carrying a black canvas satchel with patches of rock and metal bands on it. Gosden's parents suggested that he travel alone to London to stay with his grandmother, but he did not wish to go. At the time of his disappearance, he was 8 days into the new school year, returning from the summer holidays. In the days leading up to his disappearance, twice he chose to break his normal routine. His parents reported that he told them he walked home from school rather than taking the bus. A 4-mile route from school to his home would have taken around 1 hour to 1 hour and 20 minutes. The evening before the day of his disappearance was described by Gosden's father as uneventful. They ate together as usual. They washed all the dishes afterwards, and he spent an hour making a jigsaw puzzle with his father. He then watched some comedy programs on television. The morning of the disappearance, he had difficulty waking up and seemed to be irritable. His mother stated that this was unusual as he was always awake on time. He left his house and was witnessed walking across the local park, his usual bus stop, by the family friend, Reverend Alan Murray, who was sitting on the bench in the park. Instead of taking the bus, he diverted his usual route and walked to a cash machine at a local garage where he withdrew £200 from his bank, which was almost all of his money in the account. He was then captured on the neighbor's security system, returning home. At home, he placed his uniform in the washing machine and his blazer on the back of the chair. He then changed into his casual clothes. He took his wallet, keys, a PlayStation portable console. No other possessions were identified as missing. And he didn't take his passport with him. His father stated that his son did not appear to have taken a sweatshirt or coat with him. or a charger. At 8:30, he departed from the house, was seen headed down Littlemore Lane towards Westfield Park, and then to the railway station, purchased a one-way ticket to London, which cost £31. And the ticket later recalled that she had told Gosden that a return ticket would cost 50p more, but he insisted on purchasing a single ticket. He was witnessed boarding the train. One woman reported sitting next to him, whom she described as quiet and was quite engrossed in playing his video game. He failed to attend morning classes, and the teachers tried to contact his parents. The school believed that Gosden's parents left a message informing them he had not attended school. However, the school dialed the number of the parents either above or below in the register, and the message was left for the wrong person. At 11:20, Gosden arrived at King's Crossing Station and was captured in the main entrance, and this was the last confirmed sighting of him. So when the family discovered that he was not in the house, they initially thought he was with a friend or a neighbor. They telephoned the friends, who informed them he was not there. So we're going to ask the cards what happened to this young man who to this day is gone without a trace. There's been 15,000 leaflets distributed on him. The case has gone cold. All right, so let's dive into this and ask the cards. I'm going to start out with the Haunted House Tarot to take us a step-by-step on what happened to him. So here we go. Haunted House Tarot. What happened to Andrew? Take us through. What happened to Andrew? Ooh, this is interesting. So he could have gotten caught up in a group. This is the Ouija board when he was gaming. So something is interesting because this is the Ouija board and then it's by. So he was gaming and he all of a sudden decided he was going to leave. Look at by. So that's interesting. And then he left. This is the Moon card. It feels like there's deception here. The Moon card's deception. It's also hidden, wants to disappear. Somebody who just wants to disappear. This is the Queen of Pentacles. He was tired of dealing with, he just was tired of dealing with life, maybe. He was going through a depression. Yeah, he felt trapped by life. So he definitely felt trapped by life. It could have been an emotional condition that he had. It could possibly have been depression. He was fighting a lot of battles, or he felt like he was fighting a lot of battles. This is a culty group. He could have gotten in or been drawn into some group. Maybe he communicated with them via social media or something like that. Because he didn't have a phone, but there could have been a group involved here, because this is like a cult group. They could have just ran across the young man too. Told him to get in the car, or he got in willingly. This is the Five of Cups. This is depression, sadness, hidden sad emotions. Knight of Wands. So this is just that somebody was kind of watching him. So I feel like that could have even been the woman that saw him on the bus. Yeah, he felt trapped, or he ended up in a situation where he could have been trapped and not been able to get out. So he could have gotten himself into a bit of a, he could have got lured into a group. He could have gotten lured into a group. She looks like very alluring, like come over here, and then trapped him. And then he's thinking that, he's wishing that maybe he wouldn't have done that he shouldn't have done that. Let's just keep going. Yikes. So I'm not going to say that something happened to him just because this card portrays it, because this is the Haunted House Tarot. Most of the cards in there, something happens. But we're going to go to the regular tarot now and stop it there. And we're going to ask the regular tarot that's not a haunted deck. We're going to say, did Andrew Gosden leave on his own goodwill? Did he, on his own free will? Yes, he did. Okay, aces are yes for me, you guys. So he left on his own free will. Did he meet someone? Was he going to meet someone in a group? Yikes. Remember that card I flashed at the end of the deck when I said the Haunted House Tarot? He met with a bad ending. This is for entertainment purposes only, all right? Entertainment purposes only. I am just a tarot reader. This is death. So allegedly, did someone else do this to him, or was this a type of suicide? Did someone else do this to him? That's an interesting card. And I'm not going to say anything because that doesn't really give us the answer other than he could be in water. He could be in a body of water that's a good distance away. Ooh. Wow. The death with the Ten of Swords. This is not good, and there's a body of water behind here. He's in a body of water. Oh, there's water here too. The card that said yes is a body of water, body of water, body of water, body of water. Body of water in all four cards. I'm going to keep these two cards separate and pull one on the two of them. It's very possible that he could have possibly taken his own life just because he was frustrated. There was help being offered, but he wasn't open to it. I think the parents had the signs that he was going downhill. And it's possible that he stepped into water and with the intention of passing away. Because none of these cards really show me that someone else is violently doing something to him. Although he could have been lured into the potential of passing away, such as, what do you call that, fantasizing suicide? Is that what I want to say? Something like that. He could have, been researching that on social media. Yeah, he was definitely devastated. He was going through inner battles. He was suffering even more than the parents. He became withdrawn. I think the signs were there for major depression. Are they going to, this would be the mother just offering prayers, and I also feel like that he felt like he was just trapped in his own little world. Is he going to be found? Is he going to be found? We don't know yet. Okay. That's the Seven of Cups. The energies at this time do not indicate that he is going to be found. He also could have somehow, somebody could have gotten him to another part of the world. I don't know how they would have done that. But it's possible that he could be, he could have made it somehow to another part of the world or to another country or somewhere, because this is another part of the world. This is somewhere where they wouldn't think to look. They wouldn't think to look there, but it's definitely a body of water. There is definitely a body of water. Will there be any witnesses that will at least come forward in this that might have seen him traveling? Yeah. Normally, the Emperor has his foot on the world card, on the world. So this also tells me the world. This is the card about the world. And so right now, it's not looking like anybody is going to come forward on this. I'm going to grab another deck. Wherever he is, alive or passed away, because this is all just allegedly, is he happy now? Is he at peace now? What is his current state right now? Prayers. It's kind of religious and prayers. It's kind of a religious card. Oh, this would be peace, though. He's peaceful. I think he's actually really concerned about his father, because I think this is devastating on the family, but particularly it feels like the father. Yeah, the father is definitely. I think that there's some regrets, that he felt trapped, but he's at peace now, but I think he's got some regrets. He thought that there would be something better. There was something better for him. And the devil indicates a large sickness like depression or major breakdown. Yes. Okay. So he is in a better place right now. He's, at least the Ace of Pentacles is a good one to end on, because he is in a good place. He is in peace. Wherever he is in peace. And it's not likely, according to the cards right now, that this wonderful young man will be found. What a tragic loss. It's interesting that his shirt has the word funeral on it. Funeral for a friend, I think it says. Interesting shirt that he chose to wear, I think. But it is tragic, loss of a life. So we send prayers out to the family, and this is a tragic case. I guess we have to have mental health awareness on our planet, what to do. We need to have better help for people who slide downhill like this. So it's interesting, there's a bird on his arm. I just happened to notice that, like free as a bird. Like it reminds me that his spirit is free like a bird now. So, all right, well, this is tragic, but thank you for listening. And if you notice anything in the cards, any hints, any clues that I didn't catch, because I kind of breezed through here quickly, be sure to put them in the comments. And thank you for being on my page.